My name is William Joel, and I am the founder and co-chair for the Massive Collaborative Animation Projects. This was an initiative we started about 3 years ago, right here at SIGGRAPH, in the International Theater at that time also. And we had a lot of interest, but we've had to build up the program over time. And for each of the last 3 years, we have established a new project, because our goal was to create a new project each year. Though this year, by the way, we're not doing a new project because we want to get the current ones, really keep them moving. And our goal was basically to get a program together to establish animation projects of all types. And as today you will see that the kind of projects we have are not cut from the same cloth in no way whatsoever. But our goal was to provide these projects. We on the steering committee, we act as the producers. We get schools and faculty and students worldwide to work in the projects, because a lot of schools out there, you're either a small school and students never get a chance to work on a complete project, or they're in a middle-sized school and they work on projects, but they're small, they're not really big. And we want to give people the opportunity, we want students to have the opportunity to really cut their teeth on something, to really work on something. So, without ado, let's talk about an overview. Let's talk about the problem. Again, schools with full animation and visual effects programs can easily conduct large-scale productions. They often employ multiple full-time instructors with various production experience. Smaller programs have smaller student cohorts, as well as a limited number of instructors. Production of 3D computer animated video requires large amounts of creative, technical, and material resources. 3D animation curricula often struggle to cover all topics required for students to become good animators, facilitate hands-on production experience. So we decided to create MCAP. But what is MCAP? I've kind of alluded to it already. MCAP initiative establishes unique intercollegiate multi-year global animation projects. It was initiated 3 years ago at SIGGRAPH 2016, right in the International Theater. By the way, this was nothing. The first time we did it, we had 70 people show up. So there was a lot of interest. And the fact that you're here shows me the interest is still there. We're entering our 4th year now. We utilize a collaborative paradigm. Come on. It is international, as I said. It is student-driven animation projects. There are faculty at the very top as producers. For each project, there's a faculty lead. And as the story, you ever heard the story about turtles all the way down? About how the earth was formed? Well, our projects are students all the way down. It is students, students, students. Student project manager, student team leaders, student team members. Where do faculty show up? Every team has a faculty advisor, or call it a mentor, but not a manager. It's all students doing the work. And they have been phenomenal, I'm telling you. Students from multiple universities working together. Right now we have 9 institutions worldwide. I believe it's 2 in Japan, last count, right? No. We got a new Japan just recently.
Well, how do you count it? Like, school-wise, 1.
School-wise, 1. We have South Korea, Taiwan, and then we have schools, about 5 or 6 from Connecticut on the East Coast all the way to Alaska. And Miho's in Alaska. Come on. So they work together to plan, design, and to build the animations. Now let's talk about this collaborative paradigm we're working with. It's collaborative, interdisciplinary, and interactive. Learning contributes to students' creativity. Working on a large production, students learn firsthand how production pipelines work, full pipelines, the whole thing. They learn how to build creative networks within an intercollegiate international framework. We use Zoom, by the way, for our video chat meetings. Setting up a time where everybody can meet is really fun. It took a while for MCAP 1 to establish the times, right, Miho? for the critiques, it took a while to figure out what time worked best for everybody. It took a while, but they got it working. To coordinate both work within and between teams. MCAP offers a model for intercollegiate collaboration and production that can add value to existing animation and other curricular. Let's talk about it. Graphics design program, illustration program, computer science, digital media, you name it. All of these programs, their students could benefit by being in MCAP, because what they do in the classroom, they can actually apply the skills they're learning to a real world project. And when we're done with each of these animations, they're going to be released. We're going to market them like crazy. It's going to be fun. Also, pedagogy. Students and faculty see different ways of pedagogically managing these kind of projects. So what do we have projects? We have MCAP 1, which was a traditional 3D character animation. We had MCAP 2, which already wrapped, which is a real-time rendered animation project on a spherical screen. Think dome, like in a planetarium. That one wrapped. Actually, yesterday I talked to the faculty lead for that, and Jake, he's going to work on a paper documenting everything they did. Short paper. And MCAP 3, agile animation. I'm not even going to describe what that means. Johannes is the faculty lead for that, and he's going to describe what that means. This is a really very interesting approach. By the way, we picked traditional 3D character animation for the first one because we didn't want to be too experimental for the type of animation on the first one. We wanted something everybody knew, because we were trying to work out the details of getting schools to work together worldwide simultaneously. So, with that, I will turn it over to Miho, who's the faculty lead for the first MCAP 1, and that project is entitled Blue Moon. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Miho Aoki from University of Alaska Fairbanks, and originally from Japan. And I'm going to show you some development of this project. Started in 2000, production was 17. But the original story started in 16. So this was for our first. This is our first production, and which we're trying to create short, full 3D animation, the kind of traditional 3D animation. So the student came up with a story, and we went through all the production, pre-production, and currently it's in animation phase. So we thought about like what needed to create actual this story, and it's all interdependent. And in 17, Bill did the story workshop and came up with a storyboard, and it went to Johannes's class in June of 2007, July. And then in summer, students in Johannes's class worked on a concept art and came up with an initial concept art and story. And this was expanded to more detailed concept art. About the same time, so this was done in a school in Taiwan. But at the same time, in my school in Alaska, we started working on the previs. So the full previs animation based on the animatic short Johannes' student made. So we had students from Yale when Johannes was in Yale, and students from Alaska, and students from National Taiwan University of Arts working together. And then we discovered when we were doing the previs, there are a lot of things still had to be figured out, like details of the hair and also characters, and also class design. So this was in spring of 2018. So my students, the team, did their previs. So the original animatic was 2 minutes, and my students discovered actually lots of things work in 2D, didn't work in 3D. All the camera movement and everything. So the story actually expanded to like 4 minutes. And this is the previous shot in YouTube, and the videographer was commenting on all the transitions and shots and cinematography. And about the same time, we finished the concept art, still working on previs. Students in the school in Taiwan started working on the final production modeling. And also, we worked with a class in South Korea. And the students in South Korea worked on environment models. And also, we moved on to character modeling and rigging, and this was done in school in Taiwan. So we have a combination of students in class, so they join as a class and have a leader in the class, and also they report to the leader, and then leader report to the professor, and they communicate with us. And also we have a group of independent students. And currently, a lot of students are joining the MCAP as an independent artists. So they're from lots of different places, lots of different schools. For example, there are 2 schools in Japan like, we have students in. And also, try to think, and Carnegie Mellon University. Sophia is right there. She's the animator.
Northern Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut State University, University of Alaska.
Yeah, and also we have independent students from my school too. So currently, we are working on the final production animation, and Sophia is the animator. And also we have another animation student in Japan. And also we're getting a group of several students joining right now from Japan for lighting and animation. And that image of lighting test is done by a student in Japan too. And the communication, we use lots of different ways and try to figure out what works. And initially, it started as a very traditional bulletin board, I remember. Mm-hmm. Bulletin board system and the email. And we tried a lot of different things. We tried Asana. And right now, we still use it sometimes. So whatever it works. Yeah, mostly Slack. And also, right now we have a weekly Zoom meeting, thanks to Claudia's idea. It was working really well. Students have to update other members weekly. And this is a Zoom meeting in my school. So right now, the Slack and Shotgun we use for the shot management and asset management. Sometimes Google Drive for the sandbox or just sharing files, or students can't find things in Shotgun and just share Drive. And Zoom for the weekly meetings. And there are other things we tried or we've been using. Sometimes students communicate personally in Facebook. And the Facebook being kind of interesting tool because students in Asia, lots of them are not really comfortable reading English. They can write something short, but when American students write something really long, sometimes they feel really scared because too much English to read. And Facebook have auto translation, so some students really like that. Also, we sometimes use Google Translate because sometimes students post something in Japanese or Chinese, Korean language. And of course, traditional email. And we are, so right now in animation, but the project management manager who's been great, she just graduated. So we are looking for a new project manager for MCAP 1. And of course, we are looking for more students for animation, lighting, rendering. By the way, we're using Autodesk Maya and Arnold, and compositing and video editing. And we have one student working on music and sound. And he's from University of California, Santa Barbara, but he's only one. So it would be nice we have more students helping him. So if you have any students or like a class can join the effort, please let me know. And that's all for MCAP 1. And
Okay, so I'm Johannes de Jong. I'm a faculty member at Carnegie Mellon University, and I'm one of 2 project leads on the 3rd MCAP project, which we're calling Breakfast Cereal. Claudia Davis from Yale University is the other project lead on this, and we're really excited about this particular project as being a very different endeavor entirely from what you just saw with the first MCAP project. We're looking at building a Creative Commons animation initiative. So the idea here is that we're using what we're describing as a tabula rasa framework. So this is basically a blank slate. We're giving away assets. Right now our team is pretty lean. We're 5 students and 2 project leads building assets and a kind of character index, character Bible, a kind of parameters for a world based on a few models that we've looked at. So this is a project that Philip Perino and Pierre Huy did in 2000, it exhibited around 2002, 2003. These particular installation shots are from 2002. It's called No Ghost, Just a Shell. The artist bought the rights to a manga character and then distributed those rights to other artists to use this manga character named An Lee. So different artists could produce different representations of this character, and then in the exhibition, the character talks reflexively in most cases about what it means to be An Lee. Another artist that we're looking at as a kind of a template or a model is David O'Reilly. These are some images from his project called The External World. After this project, David O'Reilly freely distributed all of his character and environment assets through his website. So you can go to his website right now and download all of these rigs. They're all made for this production, but you can use them freely. And then another model is a project that Chris Milk and Aaron Copeland did. This is the Exquisite Forest. This is really a web-based project, but has had physical installations at the Tate, for instance, where you'd actually see how different branches of this project work. So just a quick summary, what you see when you go to the website is essentially a graphic forest. Each of the trees represents a stem of animation. So it's a story. As you follow through the branches, you experience different nodes within the animation. Those are all different contributions that people made during the time that contribution was open online. You could go to a website and basically create a Flash animation. It would get contributed to a larger production. You could even start your own tree, and then that would branch out into your own piece of the forest. So we're looking at this as a Creative Commons framework to support open-ended storytelling. We want to really put the focus on the characters as the kind of narrative thread to tie all of the different works that will be produced together. But the idea is that there's not a prescription for how the storytelling will evolve. Basically, we want to give away assets freely in the world with a basic set of parameters, and then people, teams can download that, they can produce content, and then they can submit it to our site, which I'll get to in just a minute, for curation and exhibition.
Those assets are both going to be 3D and 2D versions.
Yeah, that's right. We're looking at 2D and 3D assets for this, but more on that in just a minute. This is our creative team, primarily students at this point from Carnegie Mellon University and Northern Colorado University. We have a couple of Anna's students, and then 3 of my students from Carnegie Mellon have been involved. Again, Sophia is involved with this project, and Dave Choi, who's also here, is also involved.
Kate's a student volunteer, is that correct?
No, not this year.
Oh,
last year.
Previous student volunteer.
So I'll just tease out some of the content that's been produced so far and show you where we're at, and then talk about how, if you're interested, you or your students could get involved. The project's called Breakfast Cereal. Focused on a core cast of characters. This is a girl named Kiki who has a pet chicken and an egg that is alive and an ant. And they live at the Nexus, which is a nexus point between the mortal world and the immortal world of Breakfast Town. The idea here is that this is a serial production, so you could contribute content in your own style with your own voice, and that would become part of this world. So our idea is to produce this kind of character index where you could go to a website and download the basic guidelines for how you could contribute to this story. What are the rules, the kind of basic rules and parameters of the world? Who are the characters? And then how could your team possibly build a story and contribute to this environment? So these are just some early storyboard projects, and then the basic characters with the kind of character guidelines.
So basically, you're creating the assets and the Bible.
The assets in the Bible, and then some of our early tests are being executed using some free open source tools that have come out of Carnegie Mellon University. This is the WIC editor. This is available right now. You can go to the website here, wiceditor.com. It's developed by Zach Rispoli and Luca Damasco. You could think of this as processing meets Flash meets, I don't know what, it's a really a mashup of a whole bunch of other tools, but this lives in the web. So this has had some recent support from Mozilla, and you can find this right away and start creating content and download that content as well. So our early tests, one of our team members who's not here created these test animations using WIC editor to get a sense of the character. We have some basic modeling that started. These are some models that Sophia's created. And all of this is coming together on a website, which our plan is to launch the website with the initial asset packs at the end of the summer. We're targeting September as our date for this release. And on the website, you would go to a page where you can download either the 2D or 3D asset pack. And the plan is that with our team, as it grows, hopefully this asset pack will expand over time. New characters and new environments will be introduced. And then work that's produced by teams all around the world will be exhibited here. So that is the third MCAP project in a nutshell.
So I just want to add why we have these two projects and also what's the difference. Because in MCAP 1 now is in really toward the end of production. It's really 3D and animation and very kind of, technical too.
We're getting to the end line.
Yeah, so MCAP 3 now is really in really art development phase. And also the reason why MCAP 3 is this kind of agile style is because MCAP 1 is really kind of rigid, really interdependent. If somebody's stuck and then everybody else delay, it's really a pipeline. So that's good. Students learn that process and also managing a big project. But at the same time, it's gonna really struggle. If somebody delay, really affect everybody else. So MCAP 3 is kind of experimental and try to solve that the issue. And you have the future part. And then
Okay.
we can hear
By the way,
from-
just a quick. After that, we'll have maybe the students give a little impromptu talk about what it has meant for them to work with MCAP, what they've gained from it, et cetera. Before I get into closing up just a question. How many people here, other than the students already in the program, are students? Raise your hand. How many of you are faculty? How many of you are from another world? Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's talk. Now, a lot of this now, by the way, is going to be more in tune for, a lot of it's in tune for faculty. I'm going to be talking about students. I'm going to be talking about pedagogy. Pedagogical impact. Minimal impact on existing curriculum. Our goal as the steering committee, and we have 5 members of the steering committee here right now. There's actually 6 people on the committee, and one gentleman is, unfortunately, Wei couldn't make it, right? Hello?
What?
Wei couldn't make it, right?
What?
Wei could not make it.
Wait, way,
Yes.
way, yeah, way is, yeah.
Yeah, our steering committee member from Taiwan could not make it. But anyway, minimal impact. What do we mean by minimal impact? Well, you could do this as part of a class. You could make this a special project for a class. It could be the whole class, or it could be an independent study, or it could just be some students who are interested and you act as the faculty advisor. We look at all possible ways that schools can get involved. The possibility for seamless integration into existing curriculum. We work with you. We don't try to tell you, you have to do it our way. We want to make it work for you. That's the important part. It provides the instructor with a highly structured animation production pipeline. Whether it is an agile process or a more traditional pipeline, regardless, we have a structure in place. You don't have to build the structure, we have it. Also, it yields added value for students in the course. What do I mean by added values? A lot of students, they'll work on one part of the pipeline because that's where they're taught in the course, and then they'll do something that is fictitious, and it goes nowhere. Well, these are real productions, and the students, they will be in the credits, and we will be we're marketing this. These things will go out to various festivals, etc. SIGGRAPH. More importantly, it's something a student can really put in their demo reel, they can put in their CV, they can really use it. Future white papers. We are rapidly approaching the point where we're going to need to, as a steering committee, start writing up what we've been doing and what we have learned about this type of collaboration worldwide. The do's, the don'ts, the things that have succeeded, the things that have not succeeded. So benefits for students, so now the students can listen up. Access to a network of students and faculty on the project worldwide. Opportunity to work on a structured, near real-world production. Portfolio material and CV credits, as I said. Support of career goals, which is important. Benefit for the schools. Structured and near real-world production projects individual schools may not be able to mount by themselves. Access to instructors from other schools to enhance local faculty's network. Growth opportunities for faculty beyond in-service training. And name recognition through affiliation with the MCAP brand. Last I counted, they're saying we have somewhere between, I think it's either 8 or 9, depending on how you define it, schools that are solidly involved right now in MCAP, either in MCAP 1 or MCAP 3. Benefits for companies. Enlarged pool of prospective employees with appropriate skills, honed skills. Opportunity to impact animation training through corporate partnerships. Right now we have 3 industry partners. F-Track, Shotgun, and Boris FX. And after this SIGGRAPH, I hope to get a few more. What do we do with them? Well, besides maybe they giving us free versions of their products, whatever, the big part is we're asking them to be a brain trust for students working on the projects. That if they get stuck in the area that relates to that company, and we're not talking about just the company product, but the general type of work the company does, they've agreed. Students can email them and hopefully within a couple of emails get their questions answered. We're talking about the issues that students run into that neither a student nor a faculty member can answer. Because we know a lot, but we don't know everything. So by having this brain trust from industry help us, it makes the projects really move forward at a good clip. Opportunity to access impact of new hardware and software via near real-world productions. As I said, Now, we would like to acknowledge and to thank all the faculty members, not just who you see here, but everybody who's worked with us and the students that have participated in MCAP projects for the last 3 years. And those are the photos of our current steering committee. The gentleman actually in the top left, top right corner, he's actually on sabbatical from the steering committee for the time being. But the rest of us, the only one who's not here is Wei Chung, because he's a gentleman who cannot come, but you can see our photos right here. And our newest steering committee member is Claudia Davis, from, who was at Yale University. And then we also have these images, and I know that last one eventually we got to replace. I don't know why we have it there. Blake was the first project manager for MCAP 1, and then, did you follow him directly?
I did.
And then Claudia followed him directly, and as Miho said, she's graduated. So we're looking for another undergraduate student to take over project management. And the nice thing about the way they've been working it is, I know both you, but Blake and you have well documented what you've done, and you have a lot you can just pass on to the new project manager.
Yes, but we should acknowledge the fact that Rebecca actually
Rebecca
follows
is the-
me, and
Oh.
she's been
Rebecca
the
is
project
the
manager that just
manager.
graduated.
She
Okay.
just graduated.
Thank you. And she graduated too?
She just did.
She just did. Okay,
She's got a job.
So God, these projects move way too fast for me. I'm telling you. I'm getting too old. What can I tell you? So I'm just going to open this up.
Yeah, can I add something quick?
Sure.
I forgot to mention Singapore. That's a big
Yes.
contributor, a lot of students from Singapore. And also the benefit for students, the interesting benefit, and we had 2 student posters accepted to SIGGRAPH and SIGGRAPH Asia. So the opportunity for the academic writing in MCAP too. We had 2 groups of students wrote about their experience and what they learned in MCAP. And one got into SIGGRAPH last year, Vancouver.
Poster.
Yeah, and also got a Dean's Award in the school for the poster. And also another poster from students, student from Taiwan, Japan, US, 3 regions. They worked together on a poster, and that was accepted to SIGGRAPH Asia last year in Tokyo.
So I would like to invite, I'm going to start off with our newest steering committee member to talk about her experiences. You can use the mic there. You don't have to get up.
Okay.
Just 30 seconds. That's all you have to
Yeah,
do. What it's meant for you.
Yeah, so I started in summer of 2016, participating with Johannes's group on the animatic for MCAP 1. I had a great time and continued and still have friends that I met through that project across universities today. Additionally, afterwards, I was asked to be project manager for MCAP 1, which I did for quite some time until I handed it off to Rebecca. It's been a really fantastic experience working with different types of personalities, different skill sets, different just people with different backgrounds and ideas. It's a great opportunity for growth.
And Claudia did BOF last year about the pipeline.
Yes, yeah, I did a Birds of a Feather last year about emotional intelligence in pipeline management, and then did a talk this year on the same topic.
Sophia, would you like to hear a few words? Just your impact. You can use the mic right there.
Hello, I'm Sophia Vidova. I am a rising senior at Carnegie Mellon University, and I've started working on MCAP my current spring semester that just passed. As Johannes mentioned, I'm part of MCAP 1 and MCAP 3, and I've mostly been working on animations and layouts for MCAP 1. And coming from a school that is very independent, practice-based, and very self-driven in projects, I think it's very important that I have learned all these skills using Shotgun and collaborating with international students on just general pipeline work. And MCAP 3 is completely separate in that we're working on more concept-based art. And yeah, it's been really interesting so far. So thank you.
nailing me right now. You realize they didn't know this was going to happen. Sure. Really should teach.
Oh, hi. Yeah. So I did join the AMCAP 3, and then I've been doing like stories together with this team for AMCAP 3. And I'm initially from the architecture background because my major is architecture, and I kind of found my passion for 3D animation in my third year, and architecture program is 5 years, so I still have like 1 more year, but. And this has been a really great opportunity and great chance for me to actually collaborate with the artists and people who've been into the animation like a lot longer than I did, and then see how their vision and how they view about the story and how they can develop stuff can be very different from what I was thinking, and that actually gave me a lot of space to grow in terms of like how can I can change my views and all that. Yeah.
Okay. With that, I think I'd like to open it up for, I'm sure we have presented a lot of material right now. Come on. There we go. Okay. Questions? Yes. Go ahead.
Excellent idea here, and I wonder if I were to take this information back to my students in classes, how would they get involved?
Well,
Is there an application process?
yes, there is. If you go to our website, and the URL is on the bags that each one of you have. Kind of sneaky that way. Just you go to the website, you'll see let's start with the blog, and there's lots of information that's been happening, but there's also a link for signing up, for faculty signing up and for students signing up. So they can sign. Now, again, we look at all different ways of working with schools. So it could be a few individual students in a given school. We'd ask for a faculty liaison at the school, but the faculty liaison really isn't working for MCAP. They're just our contact person at the school. And the students will then jump onto an existing team to help out. For example, I'm going to push this hard, and I know Mima was starting to push it. We need animators. We need animators. I mean, the animators right now are doing yeoman work. I mean, I'm looking at how many shots they're getting done. But still, we need more. We all know that that's the real crunch of any production is getting these shots done, getting them in the can. We need more students. And it could just be a handful at a given school, and they join the existing team.
Yeah, so students can join as independent students, and we just talk to them in Zoom or Slack, and they figure out like which shot to work on, like Sophia is doing. And also sometimes class join, and instructor give the part of production as assignment. Like Johannes' class took part of previous shots as a midterm assignments. And also I did simple models in my Maya beginning class. So students made really simple objects and rig for previous. So you can give this, part of the production as an assignment to students too.
Again, how a given school, faculty, students, class works with MCAP is completely open. It's what works for the school. We try to make it work for the school, not to force our model onto the school. And that's what we mean by minimal impact.
Is a certain level of animation experience expected?
No.
That's
No.
a good question. Sophia is like really advanced and very skilled, but also the one student working with her, he never touched Maya till 1 month ago, but he's doing pretty well. Yeah, he learned very quick. And
if you look at all of the different aspects of a production, we have people and teams who are really great riggers, and they'll get involved that way. Or there might be a graphic designer or an illustrator who would get involved with the concept art or the promotion. We're not really there yet, but we will be with MCAP, the first MCAP project, fairly soon.
Yeah, let me just, this is something which 7 six faculty members and our news, you weren't involved in this, thankfully. And you say, not my problem. I wasn't there. When we put this together, we worked diligently working out a rough pipeline for MCAP 1. And we thought about everything. We forgot one student team, marketing. We thought about everything up to the finally creating the final animation, but we forgot to set up a team. So we are looking for people very shortly to start dealing with the marketing, because we're going to need marketing not just for the products, the films that we create, but also for MCAP itself. And we want students to do that. I've already approached my marketing. There's a marketing club at my school. I've already approached them. I'm going to be talking to them hopefully in the fall. Hopefully that'll work. But we could use more students, more questions. Come on, you've got to have questions. Yes. And you are?
My name is Mary.
From?
Drexel.
Drexel? Excellent. What's that?
I was wondering, when a student signs up for a team, how many hours of work per week do they usually end up doing?
I would say probably as many hours as they're willing to do.
Yes, so I'm happy to field that because I've been a participant, and it is really dependent on the project and how much work you'd like to take on. Because MCAP is volunteer, just by nature, we do try to remain flexible with students because there is student work, there's time off with holidays, there are things that we work around. So really, it is a lot what you choose to take on, and then the other thing I'll mention there is that you do get out of it what you put into it. So the more that you participate, the more you make those connections, the more that you learn, but your contribution is valued at any level.
Yeah.
I would add one piece to that. What we're doing with the third MCAP project is designed to be even more flexible for people who maybe like you're at Drexel and you want to build your own team of animators and artists to produce content. The idea here is that you could go to the website, get the asset pack, over a weekend produce something, and then submit it and be able to show it. And so that, in a way, has been in response to what we've seen with the first MCAP production and how interlocking all the different phases of production are and what the time commitment has meant for people in that. We're trying to be as flexible as possible with the third one, just as a kind of a new way of looking at the program.
And we're looking at all different kind of models. We're exploring. That's what MCAP is. We're trying to really explore what kind of collaboration can you do? How would you do it? I mean, I come from computer science, and one of the things I'm looking forward to in the future is developing an MCAP project where we get lots of computer scientists to work on a problem in animation that hasn't been solved yet, and hopefully solve it, and then implement their solution maybe as a plug-in to a off-the-shelf animation package, and then hand it off to real animation students. Say, okay, create something now that uses that plug-in so we can test it to see if it works. We're looking at all possibilities. We're not limiting ourselves. Yes?
Speaking of the third project, I'm the leader of a stop-motion and traditional animation club at my school. Would this be a good thing to bring up to them?
Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
I mean, if you're doing stop action, et cetera, you're doing 2D stop action?
Yes.
Well, this is a way for, there's going to be a 2D component in the asset pack. They could easily move into computer animation, but just do it in a 2D fashion, because that relates to a lot about stop action.
Yeah, to give you an idea of what you would get with that, you'd get model sheets, and you would get like character guides, and then make of that what you will.
Right, for 2D. Your first name?
My name is Satish. I come from the animation industry. So at the moment, I'm a pipeline engineer. Our studio is co-producing a movie with Netflix Animation. The reason I'm here is my first 8 years in the industry, I was a trainer at Rhythm and News. Yeah, I've worked on different roles through that. So yeah, I like to be involved with what you're doing. Because what I see here is like recently I've been following Mighty Scratch, what Life Found Kindergarten, MIT Media Lab. So this is something at a much much larger scale, and yeah, true collaboration.
It's working.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
A little slower with MCAP 1 than we expect. We joke about it. MCAP 1 is a 2-year project that is now entering its 4th year.
And
It was you know what slowed us up? The fact that we didn't realize, knows the right way. Gee, schools worldwide, their semesters don't all line up. Different countries have different holidays.
Yeah, the United States, like in November and December is slow time, right?
Yeah.
And then when students in US come back to the semester, their winter semester, students in Japan, they're in, the New Year holiday for January, and right after that, the Chinese New Year holiday. So the summer is always in the holiday.
We would love to work with industry mentors and any level. I mean, we can talk about what that would mean, but I know the students would also love that too.
In effect, one of the things I mentioned earlier, the mayor here when I said it was that one of my goals as co-chair of the steering committee, Miho, by the way, is the other co-chair, is to schmooze with industry people on the floor here and get even more industry partners, because that makes the program work. And industry partners can give us suggestions, can, like I said, act as a brain trust for students. And believe it or not, people talk about, oh, you can get freebie products, except, yes, but a lot of companies do that anyway. What really works is ideas, thoughts, advice. That's what, you can't put a price tag on that. You just can't. Anybody else new who has a question? Yes, first name, loudly.
Kevin.
Kevin.
I'm a computer science student. I don't have any experience in animation, but I've always been appreciative of this art and in general growing up. But I wanted to know if you could expand more on computer science aspect and maybe getting involved with that.
Okay, computer science. With respect, let's imagine that there is a problem in physics. Okay.
Or motion capture.
Or motion capture, which actually, well, my students are doing research right now on building a mocap system for $1,000 using Raspberry Pis. And once we got the whole design, we're releasing it all open source. Anybody can build it. All you need is a 3D printer to print the cases, the Raspberry Pi. Everything is all off the shelf. No, you don't have to build any circuits. You just buy the circuits, connect them. We give you the software. You got it.
if I may add to it,
What?
like he was talking about tools to help collaboration. So you saw Shotgun, this? So Shotgun is a production tracking system. It's a graph, so you need computer science knowledge to develop, like tools to track what's going on, what are the bottlenecks.
The nature of the projects that evolve over time are a direct outgrowth of the nature of the students, faculty, and schools that are involved in it. I mean, we're not going to mount a project for which we have no school that can support it. That makes no sense. Any other questions? Any other questions? You had another question?
Can students continue after they graduate?
Yes, they can, but not, they have to be a student to be a member of the teams, undergraduate or perhaps graduate, but they can continue in an advisory capacity.
And also right now, there are 2 students kind of staying a little bit after they just graduated last month or 2 months ago.
Especially if they still have things left over, they're still working on it for the project.
Yeah.
They want to see it done. Okay, you know what? Why don't we stop the formal part, because we got about a half hour. So anybody who wants to, we would love to get your information so we can stay in contact with you. Please don't disappear. Come up to the front. Give us your contact information. Card if you have it. We can do more informal talks. You can talk to any of us. We've all been involved in different aspects of the projects.
And we like to hear your ideas too.
Oh, absolutely. We want to hear what you think MCAP should be, and maybe how your school could be involved, both from a student's perspective, or from a faculty perspective, or from industry perspective. We want to hear, well, how can your group, for instance, come on up. I've been
sitting far too long. Get up here.
Thanks, everyone.